some things that we have dabbled in the network marketing space actually work very well
Mm-hmm.
if we do them correctly and apply them to modern day. Like, how do we take the modern and take what we did that worked and then make it new?
Yes, I know what you're going for here. And you did a great job with how you do this.
Oh, thank you, Muffin. I appreciate that. Terry Bear tearing up my heart. What are we talking about, y'all?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the art of sampling.
Sampling.
Sampling. Although, I don't like to call it samples. You know that, right? We'll get there.
Yeah, I did learn that the other week.
How many of you out there do you currently have samples where you're giving samples out? Samples of your product, maybe it's your hero product or an item that y'all have.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you are making samples like in your back room? I
It's
remember.
like taking your huge product and pouring it into a little
Yes,
little
container.
sampler.
Yeah, you get from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and then you're like, yeah, packaging it. Girl, I did that.
Yeah.
Did that. I've been there. No shade on you because you're making it work. Your company doesn't have samples, but by Jove, you're gonna get those samples out. And
Mhm.
why do you do that?
Why? I don't know.
Because you know that there is a large percentage of our population that likes to try it before you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about a car without driving it?
No, I've tried to once upon a time,
Mhm.
and they don't let you. You gotta try it, and I was like, all right, you're right, and I didn't like it.
They made me too with my Mini Cooper, and I didn't want
Yeah,
to. I'm like, I'm good
yeah.
because I like the color and the cuteness, and I already knew that it was a good car. Yeah, I'm like, because any new car, we learned this in business school, any new car, you should never test drive a car because their whole point is it's always going to be better than what you have.
Right.
Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah, and then you see the price, and you go, oh.
However, when you get in the car, you're like, oh, when you get in the car and you imagine it's just like what we learn in home shopping. When we try something on, you're seeing us try it on and you're thinking about yourself wearing it and being there. When you get in the car, you're experiencing it. And so you already feel ownership over it. Same concept with samples.
Mm-hmm.
How many things have you bought at Costco that you really didn't need, but you tried them? And it was like, I had the sample. Now I have 1,000 of them.
Yeah. Fun fact, I've only been to Costco once in my life, but we have Sam's Club here
Oh, okay.
in good old Michigan. So I know what you're saying. Yes, I'm buying it. Buying random rolled up hot dogs and bread. I'm like, yeah, this is great.
Exactly. You guys, when you come visit me in California, we're going to have to go to Costco just because you haven't been to them.
I would love to. We have one here 45 minutes away, maybe a little bit more.
That's too far.
I'm waiting. I'm calling in a Costco.
I'll call one in for you because I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 within a 4-mile radius of me.
Even in Chicago, we didn't have Costco. That was not a thing. I mean, where are you going to put all that toilet paper in your tiny apartment in Chicago?
You find a way, man. You find a way. If you cared, you find a way.
Here's my spare pillow full of toilet paper.
Right? I laugh. That's hilarious. We digress. My point is samples are very important. And so here's the thing though, y'all. There's a better way to do samples than the way you're doing them right now.
So how's the typical way you kind of see people using them right now?
I see a couple things. People will get online and go, oh my gosh, I have 5 samples. Would you like one? Let me know. DM me if you want a sample. That's one way. And they send a sample.
Yep, seen that.
Typically they send the sample. So they get the address. Then you got to package them. Then you got to go to the post office unless you have the little thing at home. And then you have to hound them to see if they've used them and remind them to use them over and over and over again. And they probably haven't used them and it's driving you crazy. And then you forget and you never follow up with that person who had the sample. That's what typically happens. Other way you see samples go out are people who are, you're talking to someone about purchasing it and they're like, or hey, would you like to try a sample? Yes, I would. That. Or you're in person, people walk around with them in their handbag, talking to someone and like, oh, here's a sample. I'd love to, you're such an amazing person. I want to give this to you. That's another way. Or yeah, those are the big ways. Those are the big ways
Mm-hmm.
that I see.
I think I've been handed one before and I didn't use it.
Why not?
I didn't ask for it really, like
Mm.
directly. It was like an indirect, like you're being nice. And then it's like all of a sudden you got this sample and you're like, I'm not actually in the market for thigh cellulite cream, but thank you.
Yeah. Uh, the number one reason people don't use samples, you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
They're free, which means they have no value.
Yeah.
Free. So I'll get to it when I get to it. This is
Yeah.
the bottom of your bag. I threw away some samples from a company. I won't name the company. Now, granted, it came directly from the company. I threw them away the other day. They're not valuable. I'm like, do I really need this? There's no skin in the game, for lack of a better phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sample. So what, unless I really have an issue, if I have that like pimple that's bothering me, or I'm not going to try the dang sample because it's not, something's more important to me. I've more invested. And that is the number one mistake that network marketers make with their samples. That, not realizing that. And so they give them no value. And the second thing is they do not have an easy system to allow people to get samples. So you can do it on automation. You're gonna hear me talk automation. Maybe that should have been our word for the year. Automation, epic automation. And the third thing is they don't have a really easy system to follow up with people. Because I got to tell you, I was the queen of samples, but I didn't tell you this. I was the queen of samples. Oh, girl, I used to get tons of customers and consultants from samples, but I had a system. And
Roxanne, I need to hear
what
about
are you trying to
this.
say? Yeah, no, I did. And I followed up. And I could also see from when I gave out X amount of samples, how many would come back. I had it down. Like I had it down. So I'm speaking but I also made the mistake of having the free samples. And so now what I do is I teach my clients, first I'll stop calling them samples. I'm speaking to all of y'all. Stop calling them samples. And I know
what are some other words we can use?
Mini pack, camper kit.
Okay.
Right. Those are I like mini pack or a X day supply, a 2-day supply, a 3-day supply. That doesn't even make a sample, right?
You're right. It does not. Because a sample, I think I'm getting this like weird little pack that I can use once and it's like not enough to know. But if you're positioning it like if I get that pack and I can use it for 2 days, instantly it's more to me.
Exactly. It's totally true. 100%. 100%. It's all about the presentation.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. It's a sample. Great. But then the other thing is value. So making it count, like having me spend money. I'll tell you, my network marketer clients, the wonderful ones that you know them all, they're great. They had some serious reservations about me saying charge first. Stop calling it samples. That they were fine with. Just charge for them. That makes them feel really. I'm like, are they going to get a transformation? Yes. Are you investing? And sometimes they do, and sometimes their company gives them. So they're like, well, I don't always pay for them. Do you pay for shipping? Yes, you do. Okay, then charge at least for the shipping. If you're at least charging someone for the shipping or to cover the shipping, that feels good to people.
Yeah. Or is it your time? You have to drive to the post office. Like you are still making this connection for them. You're worth something. Exactly. And so like some marketing things are going to be free, right? Like doing your social media is technically you're like not getting directly paid for that. But something like this, where you're kind of bridging the gap and they're almost a customer, charge for it.
I love that. Yes. And you're giving them that first experience of your red carpet service. So charge for them. That's huge.
Do you think they struggled with charging because they didn't have like a way to then collect that money? Like, did it feel weird being like, will you just Venmo me or PayPal me?
That's a good question. I think it's a couple things. Yes, I think that's one of them. Like, what's the process? How would I do that? Another thing I think is just that we need to have more pride in our products and what we're offering. And if you have more pride in what your products and what you're offering, you're not just trying to hand it away for free. Like, oh, I gave them a bottle of this. I'm like, you gave them a whole bottle? You gave someone 2 months worth or a month's worth of your product? And you're wondering why you have no sales? Because you just gave it for free.
Right. And then they're just waiting for like, maybe she'll give me another bottle.
Right. And even got news for y'all. When you give someone a free bottle of something, I'm just going to tell you right now, you've devalued it.
Oh yeah. I've been given a free bottle of hair stuff. Guess what? I never bought it. I just used it. Like I used it sparingly to kind of like separate it out, which I probably would have just been a customer if I paid for it that first time.
100%. 100%. Give people an opportunity to pay for it and say no. But you actually devalued that thing. You've actually made the transfer, if you want to get all woo, of energy lower because you didn't charge me for it. And so now I don't take the value. So I'm not ready for the transformation, or it's not that big of a deal to me. Or like you said, you're going to hoard it. Whereas you might have gotten a better, like, I'm not saying what you tried didn't work, but it would be even better if you use it regularly. But if you paid for it, your investor, oh, I paid for that. I'm going to use it and do all the best, like whatever they say for the best results because I invested in it. I'm just saying.
I really like this. This makes a ton of sense in my head. I can see the resistance, especially if you've been in network marketing for a while and you've given it away for free in the past. And maybe that did work really well in the past, but we're bringing it up to this modern version. And here's a new way to do it. This is how you become a business owner versus just someone selling a product for another company.
Totally.
I'm waiting for the clap to come on. Is that what you're looking for?
I'm trying, but it's
she's trying to find her sound machine. Oh gosh. Roxanne, we got to label these. We got to label these.
How many months have I said I got to label?
I'm getting you a label maker for Christmas.
Sorry, y'all. It was the applause I was going for. Yay.
Yes.
In-person studio audience of me just clapped for that. Yeah, exactly. The business person. It makes you a business person. And it's just such a clean system. So think about this. When you've got that working, and you know, social samples is like my jam right now, right? And so I teach people how to build out. If you did not listen to the podcast last week, by Jove, you should probably listen to it. But I'm teaching people how to build out their actual sampling system from beginning to end and make it automated. So then all you need to do is be promoting it. Or if you've got someone who's interested and you're actually hanging out with them, like, awesome, let me send you this link.
Here's the link.
Here's the link.
People are so used to just going onto Amazon. Here's the link, click buy. Like they can now do that with your samples.
Exactly. And they fill out their information and guess what happens? Then you get a little alert. And I also like to zhuzh it up. You know this, like, so in sample kits, which I call mini kits or whatever you want to call them, I've got like, you can add some extra little layers to it. So if you are having resistance to charging, you feel a little bit better about it. But I also am a big believer in making your money back. I don't like network marketers being in debt. And so I want you to think about this. Not only are you paying, some of you pay for your samples, but you're paying for postage. So those of you who don't have samples that are like pre-packaged from your company, you're also paying for whatever the packaging you're getting from Michael's or wherever to put it together. You also probably are putting a little printout with it. You have the actual envelope you're putting it in. Those things add up. And the time, like you said, and your time.
Yeah. And
so cover that, because if you're doing a bunch of samples and you're not covering that, you'd be surprised. You start looking at how much money you're spending and it's not coming back. And then you're not following up. So you don't follow up. And then you really don't have, oh, you know what I just decided?
What?
I'm going to add, I got to pull it, but I'm going to add to those who come to the social samples, a little like tracking system to track their samples.
Oh, yes. Oh, I like that. I was going to say, I know you've probably have built something. So what you've used for in the past. So that would be great, because here's what I'm hearing. Like you say, it's like when you think about like when you're starting your business, you're starting sampling, it's easy just to hand it out or send it. You're like, oh, just one here, one there. If you're truly looking to grow your business, and again, stepping into that, you're a business owner, then this is a tool that you need to grow, to be able to support you. Because then guess what's doing all the work? The system is, not you.
100%. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, there's another one. All you need to do is send it. And I am going to use but I'm going to zhuzh it up because it's 2022. So I'll do a zhuzh version of it. Yeah, for sure.
Get a little zhuzh, a little modern.
Yeah, I'll do a sample, the system on how to keep up with them following up. But you know what? The other thing I was thinking is this: holiday season is here. It's the holiday season. Happy holidays. And when you get one of your goals for the holiday season, is get your product into as many people's hands as possible. So when you have this system already set up and ready to go, just imagine. So you could have literally in October, people, you can say like, oh yeah, this is coming, holiday, whatever. If you want a 3-day supply of it to try it out before blah, 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 boom, shakalaka, get it now so we can get you rolling on it and going.
Getting them into your ecosystem before it's even time to announce your sale. So I love that.
Completely. So the moral of the story is if you're not sampling, now I know some companies like Roxanne, I sell a Sporn book, so UBAM. I don't have a book sample. I do. So that is a little different. So I recognize that this does not apply to everyone. Or Roxanne, I'm with Pampered Chef and that my brownie pan is my jam. I don't have a brownie pan sample. Correct. You don't. So that this is not applying to those, but for those that does apply to, we got you.
Yeah. And if this sounds complex, because I think to us, this makes a lot of sense. Like this is easy. We do this. You see this in other realms of business. But this doesn't necessarily come so easy to network marketers. And so that's why like you're doing the social samples workshop with everybody to walk them through it and how to do it. And you'll literally then walk away with your system set up.
Yeah. So thank you for calling that out. That's so true. I'm literally live walking you through it. So it's done. And I've done it before. I've walked network marketers just like you through it before. The eyes got wide of excitement just because it's like, oh, there's a freedom to it. And it's like you said, you're like, I'm a businesswoman now. I'm a bona fide businesswoman. This is set up. There's some pride that comes with it. You're going to puff up a little and we're okay with that. We want you to puff up a little.
Yeah, we do. And I saw one the other day. I went in and looked. I was like, I gotta see one of these. It was beautiful. I was like, oh,
it's a chef's kiss. It really is.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. You think chefs really used to always, mwah? I guess the French ones or just all of them?
You guys, I could ask my husband. He is a chef.
In fact,
he's French trained. So
I need to know. Please ask.
I can already tell you the answer. It's no. It's no from him.
Ask him anyway. Just for
okay, I'll ask him. I'll let you guys know next week.
Please do. Oh, by the way, if you have not signed up for social samples, you should probably do that. Just go to, socialstoriesmembership.com/social samples.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. And we're doing a session like in a few days. So get on it now and get in, but you definitely want to take advantage of that. I think it's like $24. Like it's really minimal for you to get this all going and all the things. Most importantly, happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Taryn and Jeremy or Taryn Jer Bear. Happy anniversary to y'all.
Thank you. 7 years. I just went up to Jeremy a little while ago and I'm like, do you have something to say to me? And he looks at me like we're about to fight or something. And he's like, no. And I'm like, throwing my finger in his face. He's like, oh my God, happy anniversary.
After 7 years, he's just used to you by now.
Oh yeah. And I'm the type of girl who like talks about our dating anniversary and the day we met and the day we got engaged. He doesn't track any of this and we're not gift givers. We like to just like do stuff together. And so he's like, okay, love you. Another day. Oh, you did it. Good job.
That's the first one. I just clicked on it. I didn't know this was the one. I was actually looking for the wah, but that's okay.
I'll take it. So we are not doing anything to celebrate today because the kids actually went to school for the first time today. And we said if they're good, we'll go to the candy store after we pick them up. So we'll just do like a little family day and hang out.
You doing all right?
I cried on the way there and had to pull myself together to bring them in because my little guy, he's 4. He goes, Mommy, I'm really nervous.
Mm.
He's like, I'm going to miss you. And then he started telling the cats he was going to miss them and the dogs he was going to miss them. And he can't bring toys. And so like he was just so nervous. And then he went in. So we got there, dropped him off. He went in and he starts playing with toys like by himself. And then I just felt sad because I was like, why aren't the other kids talking to him yet?
He's a projector. Give it a moment.
Yes,
Okay.
he is. So we got out of there, no tears, nothing. And then we dropped off Maddie into the room next door. And she was actually the one I was not worried about. And she was really hesitant going in, but we got her all set up with some toys. And another little girl tried to leave with me. She was so cute. I was like, you can come with me. You're cute.
Maddie would have been like, oh, hell no.
Like, Mom, I got traded. So it feels weird. Like today is my normal meeting day anyway, so I'm going to be distracted. It's going to be like tomorrow where I'm like, oh my gosh, where are my kids? I don't have anyone asking me for food.
Yeah. You're not hearing them like, what, or they get really quiet and something's up. No one's running out the back door. They're all like, yeah.
Yes, there's marker on somebody's face. You never know. So
well, I know it's a big day.
Yeah. Distract me now. I need to know what's going on with you because I'm going to get all teary-eyed again.
Okay, I don't want to get you teary-eyed. I'm sorry. What's going on with me? My puzzle came this weekend, so I'm very, I'm I did. Listen,
Roxanne. You were traveling, and so you needed that puzzle downtime. Like you have been on the go in the couve.
In the couve, as we call Vancouver. I was in the couve, which was fun. And we did, you know what we did? We did a murder mystery tour around Gastown, Vancouver.
Oh my God. How cool. I love murder. I'm obsessed. Not being a murderer, but I like hearing about it.
So typical, like woman, like wife of you. Like,
yeah.
What am I trying to, like they say, like, I don't know. Women love to watch those, like, how many ways could you just, I'm like, why do you watch that? I don't understand.
How to get away with murdering
women,
your
we don't
husband.
watch that. At some point, we don't need to know all the ways. We're good. Yeah. But that Lifetime movies, like, yeah. And anyway, it was really cool. It was fun. And you had to go to these different spots and figure out where you had to go. And then there was different clues. And some of them were hard. Or you had to find them like under a ledge and all the, like, it was cool. Yeah.
So this was like a game and a tour. Like, wow, you were on a quest.
So a little bit of history, and you had to figure out who killed the guy and what they killed him with. And I'm like, this is kind of like Clue, like with the broomstick. It was never a candlestick, maybe, but anyway. So that was very cool. I enjoyed that most definitely.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. And this week I'm just soaking in, enjoying life, getting back in the rhythm. September is going to be epic. Just so you know. And we're recording
just like every other month.
Like every other month. Hello. Yes. We're recording this, y'all, just so you know, the day after Labor Day. And so September is here.
It's here. We're kicking it off. And I love the transition into September. It almost feels like the new year.
It is a mini new year. Yes. School year's a new year. That's correct. Do we need to talk about Selling OC? Have you been watching it? Did you finish it?
Oh, I finished it. I was actually upset because I thought it was going to be more episodes, and then it was just done. And I was like,
give me more. Yeah.
What? We're done? I was like, I feel like we only had like one real fight. Like, and it was the same fight all the way through.
But it was a whole fight the whole way through. Honest, better or worse than Selling Sunset?
Oh, worse. What do you think?
Better or worse than Selling Tampa?
I've only watched 2 episodes of Selling Tampa.
Okay.
So I would have to, I don't know yet.
Here's the way. Yeah. So Selling Sunset, for those of you who do not sure, these are all like, these are allegedly
reality
real estate
allegedly. Yes. On Netflix.
On Netflix. Selling Sunset, there's characters you genuinely love and root for who are good people.
Yes.
Like Chriselle's a good person. Mary's a good person. I love Mary's looks when someone says something, she's like, Like she's never heard that before. I'm like, you're with crazies. But there are there's some messy people. Like I think Maya's messy. I just think she's messy. And there's other, but overall there's some likable people and some one unlikable person on that show.
Yeah.
Selling OC. Scott was like, which one would you rather work for? I'm like, Selling Sunset. Because Selling OC, they're nice to you in your face. And then they turn around, they talk bad about you.
Oh, they're all rats. Like I didn't really like any of them. I like Tyler.
Yeah.
But obviously everyone likes Tyler. If you know, you know. So
Tyler at the end, I was like, you got some huevos. I'm proud of you, Tyler. He came out on top. But I thought Alex Hall was like my girl. And then I'm like, how did you just turn like that? Like
same. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like her.
And Scott was like, ooh, I do not like her anymore. He was like, I do not like her.
Yeah. I thought she was going to be the Chrishell. Like that was my prediction. I was like, she's the nice, good girl.
Yeah, no, she turned. Like one episode later, she turned.
Yeah. I just don't feel, and maybe because it's only season 1, but I don't feel connected to any of them. Whereas Selling Sunset, like season 1, I was like, oh my God, like I was in. This one, I'm kind of like, so much drama.
I live in the OC, so I do feel connected to them.
Yeah.
In that regard. And I think Chrishell in the first season of Sunset, I felt connected to because I remember her from the soap opera, so I knew who she was.
Yeah.
The others are just like kind of like, be nice to Chrishell. This one, they fight all the time. Although, you know who I do like, which seems a little weird. She's British, right?
Poppy.
Polly.
She's
messy as hell, but like she doesn't discriminate with her messiness. And I kind of like her. She's like funny and are you kidding me? I can't do it.
Yeah. She would scare me in real life. I don't know. it'd be too much, I think, for me.
Wouldn't they all scare you?
Confrontation. Yeah, but the other ones, they're all like kind of nice to your face a little bit.
You know who's the meanest though? One of the Roses or Rose. Like they have two. They wait. Alex Rose.
Jehovah's and
Jarvis.
Jehovah's Witness. Like that's where my mind was going for some reason.
The Rose one. It's like we never saw why they obviously had a big falling out before the show, and that's why they're all so mean to each other. But the blonde one who was telling her story about her family
being homeless.
Yeah. She's the mean one.
See, I can't tell yet. I can't tell if they've been painted victim or villain or if they truly are. Because I'm like, I think just the way they come off, very polished and kind of, they're not themselves, you can tell. And so I'm like, are they being portrayed as these bad people?
Go back and watch. Go back and watch the two of the fight, the last episode and the casino episode. Because
I just watched those ones.
Yeah, but watch it again because here's the thing. When they were all telling her you don't know the full story and they were explaining to her how it was different. Like for Tyler to sit there and go, you don't know the whole full story. And she's like, I don't care if I know the whole full story. I'm like, okay, so you're just trying to be messy. They're literally saying this is a different situation. She was doing this one thing, Kayla was doing one thing, which was really bad.
Yeah.
And what's happening here is totally different and you don't care. You're saying, no, it's different. Like she never listened to the full story and she didn't want to hear it. She just wanted to come in at them. Whereas I think that other Rose girl, no, not the other girl, the other Alex Jarvis, I think she just came in and befriended Rose and I don't think she's actually a mean person. Because she's also one who's like, I wanted to go talk to her some more and learn a little more. I mean, she's strong and don't get mad. She can be mean, but I don't think she's actually a mean person. I think is the mean person.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't know if I don't know.
I'm telling you. And you know what else? How I know this as well too. She has some of those other ones. The woman who's like her husband is a basketball player. She has no reason to be so upset, except they keep saying, if you hear that they talk about in the first episode and towards the end, that Rose did something Rose did something really bad before they freaking showed the show. And we don't know what it is, but that's why they all hate her.
Yeah, because they were friends.
Right.
In the beginning, she was like, I was cool with everybody. And then something happened and they don't really say what it was. So it's like,
that Rose is the mean one. And plus, Kayla's sitting there crying and you're going to keep going. And she clearly doesn't want it on TV anymore that she had gone and done what she done.
Yeah, but Kayla cries over everything. She was crying in every episode. So you're like,
like Scott. He's like, she's crying again.
Crying again.
Let me say it this way. If you came on to a married man and said, nobody has to know 2 times off camera, and the conversation comes on camera, and you've repented for it and all the things, we can go back, we go in there, and they keep bringing it up on camera, wouldn't you be like, stop the nonsense? I mean, I wouldn't do that in the first place, but yeah.
You did what you did. Lay in your bed.
Spoken like a wife. Happy anniversary.
Yes. Back up.
You know who Tyler's wife is, though, right?
Yeah, that cute blonde girl.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also used to be from Guiding Light back in the day. She was a great Susan was.
What if you know how Chrishell was married to an actor?
Don't do this. What?
You know where I'm going, and they got divorced.
No, don't wish that on anybody.
I don't wish it, but I'm like, I literally thought that when I was like, they're not showing her in the actual show.
Well, and that's understandable, right? But all I know is Tyler better have had a really, really, really honest conversation with her before that show came out.
Oh my gosh, I know. I was like, oh.
Messy.
We
just spent 15 minutes of the podcast.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was your little sneak peek, sneak trivia peek. I don't know.
Forgive us. But if you do watch Selling any of the Sellings, let us know. Message us, because we'd love to talk to you about it, obviously.
Yes. Yes. Direct seller or not.
Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you about some of the other TV I'm watching next time. But yes, there it is. All right. I think we should go. What do you think?
I think we should go. We'll see you guys here or in Social Samples.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.